Okay, so I'm going to give a little demonstration of some of the jewelry that I make. And today we're going to be doing a piece that is going overseas, going to the UK, and it's going to be the all green turquoise necklace. And you can see here these beautiful beads, all natural green turquoise, which, you know, it's not always easy to come by the green. I don't know, I guess here in New Mexico it's easier to find blue turquoise, I've noticed. And that would make sense because a good majority of, I believe we have more blue turquoise here in New Mexico. And Arizona is known for the green turquoise. I'm thinking that's probably one of the reasons why it's not always easy to get a hold of here. I don't know. Leave in the comments if you do know, but that has been my experience. And so I use, I'm gonna try to speak a little louder because I don't have a mic on me. I use stainless steel beading wire, which is super strong, and it's nylon coated. And I use a couple different brands, but it's highly flexible, but like as strong as steel. So you can't go wrong with you know, the beading wire that we use is very strong for all of our jewelry. And we use different types of things depending. I use different types depending on the piece itself. But I was gonna do one today that I'm gonna try and upload later. And let's see here. So I've got I use a soft tape measure that I just keep around my neck. I feel like a tailor because I have this thing around my neck on 24/7. It seems like whenever, you know, when I'm working. And we just measure it out to what we need it, and just go a little bit over of where it's going to end, because you have to put in for crimping and the ends and everything else. So you don't want to cut it exactly the size. So we're going to cut it like maybe 3-4 inches longer is usually what I do, just to be on the safe side. And then we got our cutters here. It does a nice, really clean cut here. And I think I'll cut the end on this one. It's a little bit here. Okay. And we'll put this over here. And now we're gonna do, this one, the adjustable, I usually use a lobster clasp, sterling silver lobster clasp. And I don't usually use the ring. I mean, you can, but they have a notch in them. And so I like to just take those out, so I have more of a solid you know, connection there. So I take it off and I save these for something else. So I will now, after I took off the ring off of the clasp, I'm going to go ahead and get my crimps here. And get my crimp covers. And it's such detailed work that you know, especially for the ends, I usually have to put on my magnifying glasses here. So I like to make sure I get it exactly the way I want it. So I will put these on to really get it in there just right. So we put the crimp in there. And now we got the lobster clasp. And then we make a loop. Put the other end in the crimp. Okay. And on this beading wire, you know, if you look at it closely, you can see how it's this great, strong steel. And then it's just coated with nylon to make it smooth. Okay, and now we get the crimp. And we make the crimp here. All right. I like to double it here. And I think right away I'm just going to go ahead and put on a crimp cover. And I use sterling silver crimp covers as well. So it just gives you, some people don't use crimp covers, they just leave it with the crimp there and you'll see the visible crimp, but I always like to put crimp covers. It's a little extra expense, but I like to do it because I think it just gives it much more of a finished look here. Much more nicer finished product here, item. And then I just put it on there like that, right over the crimp. You want to get that crimp in there as best you can. Sometimes it's hard to get it perfectly in there, but I like to try and get it as good as I possibly can, so I get a nice cover. And then I just use my pliers here to close it up. And then you got it. You got the crimp. Now you got the crimp, and you got the cover, and then you got the lobster clasp. Okay. And this is my adjustable necklace. Our adjustable necklace. And so the other end will get chain, sterling chain, because it's adjustable from, this one's adjustable from 15 inches, so you put it at 15 inches. Some people like choker, so I make it from 15 inches to 19 inches. So the chain will be 4 inches, so you can, it's adjustable up to 19 inches. You can wear it at any length you desire, different lengths at different times or however you want it, The 15 inch is kind of neat because you get a choker. So if you want something a little more sporty, or it can be dressy too. And then you can layer chains with it. Kind of neat. But it kind of makes it nice to do that. Okay, so now these beads are wide enough, the hole's big enough to go over that little bit of wire. After you crimp it, so it needs to cover, the beads need to go, the wire needs to go into the beads. And so you got that going. And then you just, with these one strand necklaces, with these one strand, I just do it by hand. I don't use a needle like you would with several strands. And I always do my beading with this nylon coated stainless steel wire unless it's going to be a multiple strand necklace. Then I use something else for several different reasons, but that'll be a different video. Now, so this video isn't so long. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. And then when I go to crimp the end and do the end of this necklace, I will, I'll take it on, we'll add another video onto here so you can do it. That way it's not so long. So this won't take me very long, but still the video might be too long. So let me go ahead and finish this up, and then when I get to the end, I'll start it again and I'll have my conclusion for this particular piece that's going out to the UK.